Hi Year 3 and 4, we are looking at some reading skills today. So Year 3, your learning challenge is, can you draw inferences, such as inferring characters' feelings, thoughts and motives from their actions? And Year 4, can you infer meanings and begin to justify them with evidence from the text? So inference, the key skill that we're both looking at, is when you find clues in the text or clues in the illustrations that help you understand what a character is feeling or how they're behaving. And Year 4s, we really need to be able to point to that evidence and justify our understanding of the character's behaviour by using that evidence in the text. In this video, we're looking at the text The Rabbit Listened by Cori Doerrfeld, which is a text that the reception children have been studying this term. And just because it is written with younger children in mind doesn't mean it is not a really useful text for us to learn from. It's actually a very good text considering the topic that we're looking at about our emotions and about being kind to one another. So I thought we'd find it really valuable. There's going to be a zoom in and zoom out task related to this text, the Charlie McKesey text, and also Fox, the other book that we're relating our work to. So by the end of these 2 weeks, you should have a really good understanding of the themes in all of these 3 books. See it for you. I know the writing is really small, so just listen carefully. One day, Taylor decided to build something new, something special. Something amazing. Taylor was so proud. But then, out of nowhere, things came crashing down. So let's think of some questions about this part of the text. You can write the answers in your topic book if you wish, or you could discuss them with a family member. So first of all, what can we infer about Taylor's emotions at this point in the story? How did he feel, and what clues tell us this? So if you need to pause the video and go back and look at the picture again to find out the clues in the text or the clues in the images, so that we can work out what his emotions were. And then, can you relate to this? Have you ever made something which was then ruined? And how did you feel? Are there any connections you could make to your life in lockdown? I think this book's really useful because, although it's a simple story about a tower of bricks being knocked down, at the moment we're all finding that our normal lives have been knocked over a little bit, and we're all trying to work out how to rebuild them. And I think there are some really good inferences you could make about how Taylor would feel based on how you currently feel. The chicken was the first to notice. Cluck, cluck, what a shame. I'm so sorry this happened. Let's talk about it. Cluck, cluck. But Taylor didn't feel like talking, so the chicken left. Why do you think the chicken left? Can we infer what emotions that chicken must have been feeling? He'd come over to offer some help, to talk about it. But can we use our inference skills to work out why Taylor didn't want to talk? Have there ever been times that you didn't want to talk about something that was upsetting you? Can you use your understanding of your own emotions to infer how a character in a story must be feeling? Next came the bear. Grrr, how horrible, I bet you feel so angry. Let's shout about it, grrr. But Taylor didn't feel like shouting, so the bear left. So how would Taylor have felt when the bear was getting angry? It's quite a big bear in that story. Why didn't Taylor want to shout about his problem too? Again, can you relate this to any time that you have felt the same? That something could justifiably have made you angry, but you just didn't have the energy to shout about it. You really didn't want to shout about it. The elephant knew just what to do. Trump-da-da, I can fix this. We just need to remember exactly the way things were. But Taylor didn't feel like remembering, so the elephant also left. Look closely at the elephant's facial expression. What can we infer about the way the elephant is feeling from this picture? So look closely. He's got his eyes closed, his head held high in the air, he's flicking his tail, he's marching off. What can we infer about the character? How must he be feeling? How would you feel if you'd offered your friend some help, but they didn't want it? One by one they came. The hyena, ha ha, let's laugh about it. The ostrich, let's hide and pretend nothing happened. The kangaroo, tuss tuss, what a mess, let's throw it all away. And the snake, shh, let's go and knock down someone else's. But Taylor didn't feel like doing anything with anybody, so eventually they all left, and Taylor was alone. So how do you think Taylor felt when he was left alone? What mix of emotions would he have? He didn't want to talk or shout or any of those things, but did he also want to be left on his own? I'm not sure. What do you think? In the quiet, Taylor didn't even notice the rabbit, but it moved closer and closer until Taylor could feel its warm body. Together they sat in silence until Taylor said, "Please stay with me." The rabbit listened. The rabbit listened as Taylor talked, and the rabbit listened as Taylor shouted. The rabbit listened as Taylor remembered and laughed, and the rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to hide, to throw everything away, to ruin things for someone else. Through it all, the rabbit never left. And when the time was right, the rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to build it again. "I can't wait," Taylor said. "It's going to be amazing." So, what can we infer about Taylor's emotions in the end of that story? How has he come through all of those different feelings and different emotions? And what do we think he's feeling like now? How would you be feeling if that was you?